Hare Krishna. Am I audible, Jyotirmay Prabhu? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? That's the loudest. Maybe you can come little front. Maybe my voice is limited. You can hear? It's audible? Mataji? It's okay? Hare Krishna. So I am very grateful to be in the wonderful association of devotees here. After 7 years I am coming here in Cape Town and very happy. Today we went to the Cape Point to see where the two oceans meet. We could not figure out how they meet. But here I am seeing two oceans meeting. We are from Ujjain and South Africa. And wonderful is the deities of Krishna Balaram, because Ujjain is place for Krishna Balaram. Krishna Balaram studied in Ujjain, and His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Guru Maharaj built a very wonderful temple in Ujjain for propagating or broadcasting the glories of Krishna Balaram through the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. So I beg blessings of all the Vaishnavas. All are senior to me. I am like your son. So just like parents relish the broken words of children, please tolerate my words. I am very grateful to especially Cape Town devotees, because when I traveled with Guru Maharaj outside India for the first time, we came to South Africa and then we came to Cape Town actually. That was the first time. And Guru Maharaj first came to Cape Town, that trip, that visit. And that was my first exposure to the Western culture and how devotees serve Guru Maharaj and how Guru Maharaj deal with the Western devotees. It was more like friendly relationship, and it was very inspiring for me to see. Especially I learned a lot from His Grace Shyamananda Krishna Prabhu. I literally learned how to wash clothes, iron clothes, to editing letters from Shyamananda Prabhu. Because in India we have so many devotees that I was around Guru Maharaj but not doing any practical service like washing his clothes. So when we reached Cape Town, I put his clothes in the washing machine. And then Shyamananda Prabhu told, no, you can't do that. You should wash his clothes by hand. And then he personally showed me how to wash clothes of Guru Maharaj. And then we dried the clothes, and it so happened that the stand fell. So he again washed the clothes and again dried them up. And then my English is not good. I am from a very remote village in India, not even city. And I heard from Guru Maharaj that South African devotees speak the best English in the world. So, so I was quite nervous, but Shyamananda Prabhu was guiding me, and it was so funny that Guru Maharaj used to give me dictations. I used to type them, and then I used to send it to Shyamananda Prabhu. And then Shyamananda Prabhu would edit them, send me back, then I used to send to Guru Maharaj. And then Guru Maharaj was so happy with my service. But Shyamananda Prabhu was saying that, why don't you learn? You are doing same mistake again and again. When I am editing, I am doing it for you so that you pick up and you learn. So anyway, he tolerated me for a long, long time. And then Guru Maharaj also accepted my service because of Prabhu. And even in 2018, we launched a quotes calendar of Guru Maharaj with 365 quotes of Guru Maharaj for each day. And on the stage, it was a Vyas Puja celebration, and on the stage when we offered that calendar to Guru Maharaj said, it must be Shyamananda who edited. So he knew all this while who was doing the service, but I was just getting the credit. So I'm very grateful to Shyamananda Krishna Prabhu. And also Jyotirmay Prabhu, where is Prabhu? Prabhu is there. Prabhu was cooking for Guru Maharaj, and one day he made nice cheesecake, remember, and Guru Maharaj said that Jyotirmay means lot of cheese. So that also a wonderful memory. And Harishchandra Prabhu used to be always, we were together in service, and one day he asked me, so how you are enjoying Cape Town? I said yes. He said lot of sleeping and lot of eating. So we served together, so lot of memories serving here. So with your blessings, we'll discuss some qualities of Guru Maharaj. How much time we have, Shiv Shankar Prabhu?
2 hours.
I mean, how long we can go?
Start with an hour. Yeah.
1 hour. So we learn in our scriptures that how Bhagavat is of two types. One is the Grantha Bhagavat, which is the scripture Bhagavatam, and one is the person Bhagavat, which means the living Bhagavat, or you can say Bhagavat in action, that is pure devotee. And when we hear the glories of a pure devotee, we can understand the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam in practical life. That how a person can live the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, when we hear the glories of a pure devotee, when we discuss his pastimes or teachings or qualities, we actually get a first-hand experience of the spiritual world. So we were in Joburg, and there we had 2 gatherings with the disciples and well-wishers of Guru Maharaj, and we were discussing the qualities of Lord Ram in our Guru Maharaj. So there are many qualities of Lord, there are unlimited qualities, but in the beginning of Ramayana, Valmiki Rishi writes 16 qualities of Lord Ram, and we were just trying to connect how the devotee of Lord also gets the qualities of Lord, and we can see into his actions and learn. So we already covered 4 there. First is Gunavan, where he is having all these qualities, but his qualities encourage others to also get the qualities. Generally in material world, we become envious of others' qualities, but when a pure devotee displays some quality, it inspires others. So we already discussed this in Joburg with all these pastimes. Then second is Viryavan, where he is having ability to lead. We remember Guru Maharaj used to say that a good leader has 3 qualities. He should have vision, he should have ability to motivate his subjects, and he should have facilitation, he should facilitate. So we also discussed many examples on this aspect. Then third is Dharmagya. He is the knower of religious principles and he follows the religious principles. So we discussed these pastimes too. Okay. And then fourth is Kritagya. Kritagya means grateful. That how Lord is the ocean of gratitude, and his devotees also get that qualities, and he is always grateful to whatever little we do for him. So this also we discussed. Now we are coming to the 5th quality, which is Satyavakya. Satyavakya has 2 aspects. One is he is always truthful, and another is he always walks on the path of truth. So we knew how Guru Maharaj was very pakka in keeping his promise. Like, who was sharing, Shyamanand Prabhu was sharing with me, that Guru Maharaj just asked Shiv Shankar Prabhu which deities you would like to have. And then Mataji told God Nitai. And Prabhu told maybe Krishna Balaram. And after some time, Guru Maharaj remembered it, and on the day of Vyas Puja, they gifted Krishna Balaram to Shiv Shankar Prabhu. So he was always keeping his promise. Like, we were in Calcutta, and Guru Maharaj was giving a Sunday feast. And in Calcutta, Guru Maharaj is a celebrity because he comes on television. His lectures are played on television. And millions of people watch it. Like, there is a channel called Rupasi Bangla. Guru Maharaj lectures are played there. So when he walks on the street, then also people call, oh, this is Bhakti Charu Swami, he comes on television. So it's craze when Guru Maharaj goes to Calcutta. And this particular Sunday, he was giving a Sunday feast class, and more than 7,000 people came to attend the Sunday feast class. And how many of you saw Calcutta temple? It's smaller than this room. So there is no way they can fit in this temple room. So they were sitting everywhere, in the corridors, down in the Prasadam hall there was a speaker, they were hearing, they were even on the street. There were so many people. My voice is clear? Staircase, yes. So all these places people were sitting, and the temple was completely jam-packed. And then Guru Maharaj felt so bad that all these devotees are not getting enough space to sit. So he called for a meeting. And he said that we should build a temple, new temple in Calcutta. And you know Guru Maharaj, when he wants to do something, he want to do it right away. Said, okay, let's discuss where we will build the temple. So devotees are saying, yes Maharaj, we'll have a meeting, we will come back to you. And they say, no, tell where you want to build the temple. So they say, Maharaj, we have a place in Rajarhat, but the problem is, we have patches of land, and then there are the other people who have their land also. So we don't have a single big piece of land. So Guru Maharaj said, okay, tell me how much you will need to buy those remaining patches of land. And the devotee casually said, Maharaj will need 7 crore rupees. 7 crore rupees is $1 million US. So he said, Maharaj will need $1 million US. Guru Maharaj said, okay, I'll give it. And we were wondering, because we were knowing Guru Maharaj's accounts. Wondering how Guru Maharaj is going to give $1 million when he was already running a new project in US and he was putting all his Lakshmi there. Guru Maharaj just promised. And within couple of weeks, Guru Maharaj provided $1 million US. And today if you go to Calcutta, you can see a new temple already built in Rajarhat, which has a new Goshala also, and a large piece of land where thousands of devotees can see. So when he promises something, he always fulfills. Like many of Guru Maharaj's godbrothers would send him requests that we want help in this ministry, that ministry, and Guru Maharaj would say, yes, I will help. And when he said it, he would every month send money to all these ministries, DT ministry, North American GBC, Cow ministry, all these ministries he would send Lakshmi every month, keeping his promise. Another thing Guru Maharaj was very particular about is, when he gave anybody some time, he was very pakka about it. Even if somebody goes 1-2 minutes late, that's it. Guru Maharaj one time said, I hate to keep people waiting. And then I said, I hate the most to be kept waiting. So he was very particular about this thing. Like in 2017, he got shingles. It was very painful. And for the first time in his life, he was taking so many painkillers. And those painkillers would make him sleep for a long time. So Guru Maharaj was having a meeting and he told us that you wake me up at this time. So Guru Maharaj was resting. There was one devotee, Baninath Prabhu. He went to wake up Guru Maharaj. And we know how Guru Maharaj's sleep is so sensitive. When you enter the room, he would get up. But this time, he didn't get up. So this devotee tried everything. He was massaging the feet. He was doing everything. Guru Maharaj didn't get up. So he called me also. So we both were like practically pressing Guru Maharaj's feet. And we were calling Guru Maharaj, Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj not getting up. So 10 minutes passed by. Because those medicines were so heavy, he was into that. So we were pressing, and after 10 minutes he got up. And when he got up, he saw his watch, became so upset. Why didn't you wake me up on time? We were trying, but what to do? He was so upset. And he rushed, and he had an online Zoom call. Not Zoom, Skype call. He was attending that call, and at least 4 to 5 times he was apologizing. That sorry, I kept you all waiting. He never mentioned that I was on medication, I was having the shingles, it was so painful. Never mentioned. But he was always mentioning that. So that is Satyavakya. He always kept his promise. Another aspect of Satyavakya is, he always followed the path of truth. Many times his activities may look like, okay, externally he is having a very opulent life or this and that, but his thinking was always to serve Krishna and Srila Prabhupada. This is a beautiful house we rented in Orlando. Guru Maharaj was staying with us at the farm. It was very austere, but then we rented this place for him. It was a very nice bungalow with many rooms, and he has his own office and everything. So the first day we moved in to this property, and we arranged Guru Maharaj's things, and we know how he was particular. Keep this here, keep that there, and everything pakka. We arranged everything, and finally he went to take rest. So we went in his room, we were massaging his feet. Guru Maharaj said, we got this house, make sure we use it for preaching. This is not for my sense gratification. We took this house in the middle of city so that people can come. The farm is very far. So we should use it for preaching. And we said, yes, Guru Maharaj, we'll use it for preaching. I was pressing his feet. He said, so let's make a plan for preaching. Then I again got up. He said, switch on the lights, bring my pad. And then he started to write, okay, Thursdays we'll have corporate programs. Fridays we'll have student programs. Sunday we will have Sunday feast here. And we'll call this. Next 1 hour he was just planning how to use that house for preaching. So that was his Satyavad. And I saw how he was not attached to these facilities, because when he shifted to the farm, we were requesting him that the facilities at farm are not good for you, Guru Maharaj. It's not good. He said, no, people offer me good facilities, but I don't need them. I can stay anywhere. As a leader, I should be with you on the farm. Like when we went to Panihati. Panihati is another project Guru Maharaj started in India. It's near Mayapur. So when we went to Panihati, there is no geyser or there is no hot water facility or anything. In morning, Guru Maharaj took a bucket. At 4 o'clock, he went to Ganga. He took water from the Ganga and started taking bath on the bank of Ganga. And we were all shocked that he could have asked us to bring this, but no, he himself went, he took bath and he came back. So he was like that, he was Satya Nishtha. Whatever principles he spoke, he always followed. And he understood the heart of his servants also. Like this is the time of lockdown when we were in temple, and we were hardly getting any imported vegetables like broccoli or these things we don't get in Ujjain easily. So that particular day some devotees sent it, and then they used to hang on the door of the temple, and we used to get and sanitize and this and that. So we made a sabji for Guru Maharaj with paneer and all these special vegetables. And there was a fixed amount, very limited amount of sabji. So I went to the kitchen to get it, and the devotee was cooking specifically told me, Prabhu, handle it with care. We only have this much. This is very important sabji. So okay, so I was carrying it, and while I was carrying it, another devotee, Sitanath Prabhu, was serving with me. He took the pot, and I told him, Prabhu, handle it just like parampara system. So I told, handle it with care. This is very important. And he took it, and as he was putting it in front of Guru Maharaj's table, he spilled it. And then I said, Prabhu, what did you do? And as it was spilled, Guru Maharaj was in the restroom, in the toilet, and he came out. And as he came out, Sitanath Prabhu ran away. He knew he will get a sauce, so he ran away. And he saw the sabji was on floor. So some part of it was in the pot still, and some was on the floor. So Guru Maharaj said, what happened? He said, Guru Maharaj, we spilled it. Guru Maharaj said, clean it. And he was upset. Naturally he was upset. He was hungry also. So we started cleaning and things. So finally I started to serve. And Sitanath Prabhu didn't come back because he knew he will get the sauce. So he didn't come. So I was serving Guru Maharaj, and then Sitanath Prabhu had that in his heart, because what happened when the thing spilled, he quickly put some of it again back. It's like reflex action. But since he went away, I served that one to Guru Maharaj. Now when he came back, he saw I served that sabji, and he was having that in his heart. It was already on floor, and then this has been served to Guru Maharaj. How can I tell Guru Maharaj? The situation is very... So he was having that in his heart. Guru Maharaj finished his prasad, and he was about to get up. He asked, what did you do of that sabji which was on the floor? So I said, Guru Maharaj, I kept it in a bowl and we kept it aside. So what you are going to do with it? So I said, Guru Maharaj, we all will have it. The floor is clean and it's prasad, so we will have it. Guru Maharaj said, yes, don't throw it. Even if you would have given me, I would have taken it. So when he told that, then Sitanath Prabhu's that hard feeling, heavy feeling in his heart went away. Because Guru Maharaj said, I can have it. Next is Dhradavrata. Dhradavrata means he is very determined. Whatever he decided to do, he will do it. Whatever he thought, he will do it. This is Mayapur, Guru Maharaj quarters, and this is almost midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Guru Maharaj lights are on. We know how he used to get up early in the morning, chant his rounds. One day one devotee was traveling with us. He was a young boy. Guru Maharaj just took him with him. So he told me, Prabhu, Guru Maharaj doesn't chant his rounds. He said, so when do you get up every day? He said 6 a.m. He said, if you are fortunate enough, get up early in the morning, 2 o'clock, you'll find Guru Maharaj chanting every day. He would get up early in the morning, chant his rounds. And after chanting his rounds, he would make phone calls to devotees overseas, or time zones are in daytime, Guru Maharaj in night time. He would call them and he would prepare list of things he has to do during the day. So by the time he is ready for Mangala Aarti, always have the list ready. What task he want to assign to us, to his servants, to secretary, everybody. He has the list ready. And sometimes when we are little off track, he would give us that list. Let's see, if I can prepare this before Mangala Aarti, why can't you do this? Many times we used to give him excuses, but whatever he thought, he will get it done. Like Guru Maharaj wanted to purchase a big pizza oven, which can make like 1,000 pizzas in 2 hours, something like that. It's a big pizza oven. And when he was planning to buy that, I was thinking, how Guru Maharaj will use this? So I was kind of delaying it. But Guru Maharaj was after it. Guru Maharaj wanted it. So Guru Maharaj asked me once, he asked me twice. I said, Guru Maharaj, I will order. So this particular night, he called me at 2 a.m. in the morning. He rang his bell. And then I went, I didn't take bath, I just rushed. And then Guru Maharaj said, so what happened to the pizza oven? I said, it's 2 a.m. What excuse can I give? So I told Guru Maharaj, actually that company is a US company, and when I call them, I can't understand their accent. This is the excuse I give. So therefore I didn't order. So Guru Maharaj said, okay, now call now. So I said, Guru Maharaj, I'll call. No, call in front of me. So then I called. Then Guru Maharaj said, okay, talk on loudspeaker. So put on loudspeaker. So I can't make it. 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. in India, but in US it's daytime. So I called, I put it on loudspeaker. And then when I was speaking, she was understanding. And then she was speaking, I was understanding. And Guru Maharaj was sitting there. And finally I ordered. And then Guru Maharaj said, see, I have to push you so many times to get a simple job done. So he was always, whatever he want to do, he will get it done. Like one time he asked me to make a poster for food distribution. And I was procrastinating, I'll do it. And then Guru Maharaj taking prasad, he said, bring your computer now. I brought my computer, sit down here. And now design it. So I was designing. Guru Maharaj didn't get up from there till the time I designed that poster. And then Guru Maharaj said, now show it to Bhakti Prem Maharaj. I should. Yes, Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj said, look, I have to push him so much to get a simple job done. But he's so determined. This is again in Mayapur. Guru Maharaj was very sick. But he had given time to different devotees to meet them in the day. And he called some godbrothers also for lunch, including the TOVP team and other devotees. So Guru Maharaj is taking steam. Is Guru Maharaj? He is taking steam. One devotee is putting that so that he can take that. And he continued his schedule as it is. He never mentioned to them that he has high fever or anything. He just followed his schedule as it is. Next day, Guru Maharaj had to go to Calcutta. And he told us he will leave at 4 a.m. Now 4 a.m., when Guru Maharaj gives time 4 a.m., that doesn't mean 4 a.m. we'll start preparing to leave. No. 4 a.m. the car should start. That means you have to load everything before that. Everybody will meet Guru Maharaj before that, and Guru Maharaj will come down at 4 a.m. The car has to start. So Guru Maharaj sat in the car, we started driving. But by the time we reached the Mayapur mode, from where the railway crossing and we go to the main highway, there was heavy traffic. And Guru Maharaj said, let us take the other route. So the person standing there was saying, no, if you stay in this path for like 20 minutes, the traffic will be clear. Guru Maharaj said, no, I don't like waiting. Let's go from other route. So we took the other route from Katwa, and that route also there was jam. Guru Maharaj said, no, let's go from other route. So the driver said, there is no other route. Because the two routes, both are jammed. So no, there is other route, take. Guru Maharaj said, take to the ghat. We came to the ghat. And then Guru Maharaj got down, and Guru Maharaj called the boatmen. You've seen in Mayapur there are long boats. Guru Maharaj called the boatmen. And then Guru Maharaj spoke to him that we are going to put this whole vehicle on the boat. And you have to cross the river with boat, and then we will get the vehicle again, and then we will drive. And it was not a small car. I've got a photo. This is not the photo. This is not the photo, original photo. This is just for an idea. Imagine a car on a boat. So this is a small car, ambassador car, but Guru Maharaj had a big car. Like I think it was a Scorpio or something, big car. Huh? No, that was some devotee's car, Nandulal Prabhu's car. It was a big car, and Guru Maharaj got it on the boat. And he stood there, and we crossed the river, and then he got the car again back on land, and then drove, and we reached exactly 8 o'clock in Calcutta. So that is his determination. Whenever he decides to do something, he'll get it done. So this is catering. I'll just skip this part. Guru Maharaj got this RV. Now this is a recreation vehicle. In US they are very famous. So what Guru Maharaj wanted, Guru Maharaj went to Seattle and he saw a food truck. And when he saw a food truck, he thought we will also get a food truck. But just to get that kind of food truck, we had to spend so many hundreds and thousands of dollars. We don't have that money. So Guru Maharaj went to a pre-owned RV shop. And Guru Maharaj got this one. This is 1980 model. And Guru Maharaj liked this one. Guru Maharaj said, we are going to purchase this. And we will convert it into a food truck. Now the person gave a price, I think he quoted some $10,000 or $12,000. Guru Maharaj said, no, we will get it for $8,000. And the local devotees were saying, no Maharaj, this is not India. We don't bargain. This is US. We don't do bargaining here. Guru Maharaj said, no, let me speak to him. Guru Maharaj said, can you give us for $8,000? And the person was so impressed by Guru Maharaj and seeing his determination, he said, okay, you take for $8,000. And Guru Maharaj got this at the farm, and then we put a window on it and we started using it as the food truck. And there's another very nice pastime linked to it. When the person came to do the paperwork, he came to the farm and he asked on whose name I should book this car. So Guru Maharaj said, here is Soumya Radhika, you put this car on her name. So this person said, Swami, you don't know, this is America. So people here don't trust each other actually. If your employee fights with you tomorrow and takes away the car, what you will do? And that Mataji was standing nearby. Guru Maharaj looked at her and said, she is not an employee, she is my daughter. And when Guru Maharaj told that Mataji got so touched that he dedicated her life to serve Guru Maharaj. This is the menu we used to serve there with that food truck. And then finally Guru Maharaj got a proper food truck. This the Mercedes company food truck. Guru Maharaj got it made. So Dhrada Vrata, whatever he decided, he used to do. Next is, I am rushing because I need to share some of the pastimes of Cape Town. I have some photos from Cape Town. Next is Charitrena Chaiko Yuktaha. That means his character is inspiration for others. His life is an inspiration for others. Like as I told, when we shifted to the farm, Guru Maharaj also shifted. You can see this is the small room, maybe this big, this area. That big was the room, and Guru Maharaj shifted there. There was no insulation, and the temperature would drop -1, -2. There was no heating facility. There was no geyser. Guru Maharaj would take bath from cold water, and he shifted in this facility. He was teaching us how to cut trees and use different machines, doing the plantation. And sometimes when he used to see that there is nobody to help, he himself would come. He has his own gloves, his own boots he would put, and he would come. So he's here, he's helping to put the plants.
How old is Guru Maharaj?
He is 74. Like, there's another beautiful story. So Guru Maharaj had a car there. We bought a second-hand car for Guru Maharaj to go around, and it was black in color, the black car. And Guru Maharaj one day asked us that this house, the roof is very old, so can you paint it? So two enthusiastic devotees agreed to paint, and they started painting by, hands. And now if they paint this roof by hand, it may take like weeks. So Guru Maharaj was very compassionate. He went to Lowe's and he got a spray paint, like a machine, and then you put a whole thing and then it would spray. So they got it and they were very happy, and Guru Maharaj taught that you can spray and paint in one day. So they were very happy. So they were painting here, and Guru Maharaj's car was kept there. And you can imagine what happened. So they were spraying the primer, and the primer, they didn't see that it was also painting the car, and the black car became white car. And when Guru Maharaj came out, he was so upset. But he didn't become upset on them because they were doing hard work. I was roaming around. He became upset on me. He said, "What are you doing here? You can't see the car is here." I was in my own world. Guru Maharaj said, "Now clean it." So now how can I clean the primer? So I was rubbing it, and it was like couple of hours I was just rubbing, and I could not manage even to clean a portion of it. And I was thinking in my mind, my Lord, where I have come. India was so nice. We have so many people. If this would have happened in India, I would have taken to some shop. People would have cleaned for me. I would have brought it back. And I was thinking all this. And that time Guru Maharaj came and he exactly told the same thing. He said, "Don't worry, Krishna Kishore, when you go back to India, you don't have to do this work. But here you please do this for me." Similarly, one day I was doing the pressure washer on these tiles. I was doing with my pressure washer. I was cleaning it. It was morning time. And in my mind I was thinking, I'm not chanting my rounds in morning, I have to chant in night, and I'm cleaning these tiles. I should chant in morning. This is going on in my mind. In that moment, Guru Maharaj opened this door and he came out and he said, "It's all right, you can chant your rounds and you can clean this later." So his personal dealings, his character was an inspiration. This was our kitchen. So I was the maid too. So I used to clean the kitchen. So we used to keep our pots here after cooking, and we used to clean it, and then all the plates, and then you have to dry it and you have to keep it. So it was quite a job. So I was doing it. And again, these are on different occasions. And again in my mind I was thinking, there's nobody to help me. There are 8 people eating here, but nobody comes to help me, and they are there and they are resting and this and that, and I have to do. And by the time I'll clean, Guru Maharaj will again get up, because after prasad Guru Maharaj will take a nap, and in that time we used to take prasad and clean. So by the time we finish cleaning, he would again get up. Then again I have to go and attend him. So all this khichdi was cooking in my mind. And in the meantime, Guru Maharaj came out, and Guru Maharaj said, "Oh, there's nobody to help you? Let me help you." And then he picked up one cloth and he started to dry the plates. And I kept on saying, "Guru Maharaj, no, we will do it. No, let me help you." So he understood the hearts. He understood the emotions. This is the fruit trees we planted. Guru Maharaj personally from seedlings. He would plant and then he'll shift. Okay, I'll skip these pastimes. I'll come to less time.
No,
He wants to get to the end, Cape Town past.
Yes. These are the marigolds, and you can see the exact line. So we changed them 3 times. because Guru Maharaj wanted exact 10 inches by 10 inches gap in each plant, and then they should be in the exact row, and the four marigolds should make a diamond. They should not be in the single row also. They should make a diamond shape. So we had to have 3 or 4 times rehearsals, and then finally Guru Maharaj was happy. Next is Sarva Bhuteshu Hitaha. Sarva Bhuteshu Hita means he was well-wisher to everyone. Like I was talking about the ministries. So Guru Maharaj got this concept of Bhakti box for helping the cow ministry. And the concept was that he would send a box of items to different devotees in US, and whatever donation they will give, it will cover the cost of the products, and the profit will go to the ministry, because cow ministry there is no income. So Guru Maharaj wanted to help them. So Guru Maharaj had so many items, like these are incense sticks. Guru Maharaj customized them in India and got them from there. Then Guru Maharaj had his special ghee, then wicks, and so many items. Like he has Ekadashi flour as sharing in morning with devotees, and he developed the recipe of Ekadashi flour. If somebody want to start business, I can tell. You can have 1/3 tapioca flour, 1/3 amaranth flour, and 1/3 potato starch. If you mix it, it will make such nice flour. You can make puris, kachoris, samosa, everything, and that will make better puris than the normal puris. So Guru Maharaj had all these items, and Guru Maharaj wanted to help the ministry. So in morning he told me, can you make a sample box? And if you make a sample box, next day Guru Maharaj is going somewhere, he wanted to show it there. So I was there with Guru Maharaj the whole day. I forgot. In night, 8 o'clock, Guru Maharaj called all devotees. Guru Maharaj said, let's have some kirtan. And when Guru Maharaj went for kirtan, then I realized that I didn't prepare that bhakti box. And when you have to do something for Guru Maharaj, you have to be really precise. He told 100 grams flour, means it should be 100 grams. It should not be 99, not 101. And everything should be precise. So I skipped the kirtan. I came in kitchen. I was preparing all this. Everything was ready. And then I heard the kirtan was over. So Guru Maharaj would come back, and before resting, I knew he will ask, definitely ask about the bhakti box. Everything was set. Only one thing was remaining. That was to put the label on the ghee box. So we got the label designed from India. I printed in our office, and I printed it on a bigger paper. So there was some white part. Now if I have to put it on the sticker, I have to cut it. But Guru Maharaj was already coming back. So I folded it, and then I pasted it with a tape. Now Guru Maharaj came. I gave him the box. Guru Maharaj was so happy. I said, wow, you remembered? He said, yes, Guru Maharaj. You prepared? Yes, Guru Maharaj. He was very happy. So Guru Maharaj said, I am tired, I will take rest, I will see in the morning. I said, okay. So he kept on his table, he took rest, he gave massage, it's okay. That time one of our service was, we used to go to Guru Maharaj's room 1 hour before Mangala Aarti for taking dictations. So I went there 1 hour before Mangala Aarti, and as I opened his room, as I opened his door, he started to chastise me. He said, you are useless. Are you an engineer? Who will say you are an engineer? You can't get a simple task done. Can't look at this ghee box. This is how you'll paste. This is what I'll show to others. For 1 hour, I only got this chastisement dictation, and I was just praying that please, that Mangala Aarti time should start so that Yassa Prasadat Bhagavat Prasad. So anyway, Guru Maharaj said, okay, it's time for Mangala Aarti, and he started walking. So all the way from his room to temple room, he kept on chastising me. Okay, we reached the temple room. Guru Maharaj was in Mangala Aarti, standing at the back. Everything was okay. Guru Maharaj was also dancing. Everything was peaceful. After Tulsi Aarti, he was meeting different devotees, and they were laughing. Guru Maharaj was also laughing. I said, Guru Maharaj forgot everything. When he came out of temple room, he again resumed chastising me. We went to the room, I started massaging his chest, kept on chastising until he slept. So then I thought I have to do something, because Darshan Aarti Guru Maharaj will get up. And again Guru Maharaj will, chastise me. So I should get it done. So we went to market, we printed a proper label, pasted it, and I was standing in front of Guru Maharaj's door. And he came out before Darshan Aarti, and he was not looking at me. And I handed over him that bottle. He said, oh, look, how much I have to chastise you to get a simple task done. So that is his love. This is another aspect of Sarva Bhuteshu Hita, how Guru Maharaj was extending himself to encourage others. This is from Surat in 2017. And Guru Maharaj was very sick. He was having fever. And as we know, in India everybody is a doctor. So when you get sick in India, everybody will come with different remedies. So he was in Surat, and Surat devotees really love Guru Maharaj. So they came with so many remedies. Guru Maharaj, take this kada, take this medicine, Ayurvedic, allopathic, homeopathic, somebody's giving acupuncture, they did magnets, color therapy, whatnot. You cannot imagine in one day how many treatments Guru Maharaj got. By evening, Guru Maharaj was so fried. The last devotee who came to give him treatment, Guru Maharaj said, did you get your spiritual master only to do all these experiments? Guru Maharaj said, everybody get out of here. So everybody went out. And that time, Guru Maharaj got a news that one of his disciples is very sick. And then his mood completely changed. He said, oh, she is sick, let me talk to her. He was so sick that he could barely sit. You can see how he's sitting. But he was talking and encouraging that Mataji. So this is a video. Guru Maharaj is telling, is very low sound. Guru Maharaj is telling her that don't worry, if you are sick, please try to remain Krishna conscious. Read Srila Prabhupada books. And if you cannot read, you request other devotees to read and you hear. So Guru Maharaj is inspiring her in this situation. Coming to the Cape Town pastimes. Because I know it's already late, so just coming to the Cape Town pastimes. So this is 12th of January 2017. The Guru Maharaj landed in Cape Town and devotees greeted him. Devotees had wonderful reception. And then Raghavan's driver came to receive Guru Maharaj, right? And Guru Maharaj sat in the car and Guru Maharaj called him by his name. Guru Maharaj said, I think his name is Abdullah or something. He said, Abdullah, how are you? And the person was shocked because who will expect you to remember name of a driver? Guru Maharaj remembered his name. And then when we were driving, so I was sitting in the front seat next to him and Guru Maharaj sitting at the back. So now this is my first time in the West. So this Abdullah turned to me and said, nice to see you. And I was so shy, so I just shook my hand. Meaning that I am also happy to see him. But Guru Maharaj didn't see, he was sitting in the back, that I was already shaking my head. Guru Maharaj said, when somebody tells you that he is happy to see you, you should also say you are happy to see him. When I turned to Guru Maharaj again, I was shaking my head. Don't shake your hand, repeat what I said. Then I said, I am also happy to see you, Abdullah. So Guru Maharaj was teaching. So we reached to Raghavan's place and he welcomed Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj got his room, he kept his things. And then Guru Maharaj asked me, so how are you feeling? So I said, Guru Maharaj, I am very nervous because I don't know how to serve you. Then Guru Maharaj said, I wrote it. Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about being sincere and willing to learn. So as long as you are willing to learn, you can serve me. So I was very attentive after that. And I already getting training from Shyamananda Prabhu. It's very, very attentive. And we had a wonderful discussion. And he asked me, so how is it like serving Guru Maharaj? And I told Shyamananda Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is perfection personified and I am mistakes personified. So it's a very different combination. So I was very, very particular, very attentive how to serve Guru Maharaj. That particular day, next day, I was taking bath. And Guru Maharaj rang his bell. Now when he rang his bell, I could not hear because I was taking bath. So after that, I dressed up, I went down. Guru Maharaj is already taking his lunch. So I came down and Guru Maharaj said, do you have that bell in your room? I said, yes, Guru Maharaj, I have that bell. So did you hear that bell? Then I realized that Guru Maharaj rang the bell. I said, sorry Guru Maharaj, I was taking bath. Guru Maharaj said, no, I know. You must be tired, you must be jet lagged, take rest. Don't worry. So I was so nervous already and I felt so embarrassed that I again missed serving Guru Maharaj that I started carrying that bell everywhere in my pocket. So even like the kitchen was 2 floors down, I would carry that bell down everywhere. Even in washroom I used to keep that bell everywhere. I was so haunted by that bell thing that at night, it must be midnight, I heard the bell ringing. And I just ran. I ran by my room and I opened Guru Maharaj's room. I didn't knock Guru Maharaj's room. I just opened it and I went in his room and I offered my obeisances. Guru Maharaj was sitting on his desk. He was working on his computer. It was midnight. And then Guru Maharaj looked at me and he said, "What happened?" Then I realized actually the bell never rang. I was dreaming that the bell rang. And I came to Guru Maharaj's room. Guru Maharaj realized that and Guru Maharaj said, "Don't worry, when I need you, I'll call you." It's very sweet memories. Then one evening, okay, this is another. So the same day in night, so many of the senior devotees, they know Guru Maharaj don't take dinner, right? So he doesn't take dinner. So many devotees already left by that time. Now Guru Maharaj came late in night down and he said, "Where are devotees?" I said, "Guru Maharaj, they went." "What about my dinner?" Then we were thinking, what about dinner? Harishchandran Prabhu was there, we both were there. So he said, Guru Maharaj said, "Okay, don't worry, let's see what's there." So Guru Maharaj went in kitchen, he said, "Okay, rice is there, dal is there, potatoes are there." So he asked me, "What you can cook?" I was again in trouble. Guru Maharaj said, "Can you cook khichdi?" I said, "Yes, Guru Maharaj." And no chance, I have to do. Guru Maharaj said, "Can you cook potato sabji?" I said, "Yes, Guru Maharaj." "Okay, cook it." So we both started cooking. Prabhu was there. Started cooking. After 10 minutes, Guru Maharaj came back. He said, "This is what you call khichdi? This is what you call potato sabji?" Anyway, he prepared it and then we served him. He started to eat. But all the while I was preparing, he was standing there. I was requesting Guru Maharaj, "We'll bring it in your room. We'll bring it later." Guru Maharaj said, "No, I am standing." So we prepared it. We served it to Guru Maharaj. Then Guru Maharaj said, "Can we have a papad?" I said, "Okay." Then Guru Maharaj himself started roasting papad and his hand got burned also that day. Then he sat and he took prasad. So we both were talking, we little aside. I asked Prabhu, "Did Guru Maharaj like our cooking?" Then Prabhu said, "I don't think so because he never took it again." But he was tolerating it because we were serving. This is Shyamanand Prabhu. Shyamanand Prabhu prepared a strawberry jam for Guru Maharaj. And then Guru Maharaj had it. And Guru Maharaj, he is perfection personified. So he caught a mistake in that, right? He caught a mistake. And then Guru Maharaj asked Shyamanand Prabhu, "Shyamanand, what happened to a strawberry jam?" And then Prabhu explained that, "Guru Maharaj, this is what happened and this is what happened." Then Guru Maharaj said, "What a lame reason, Shyamanand." And then Prabhu said a very nice thing. Prabhu said, "Guru Maharaj, I heard Srila Prabhupada," as Shyamanand Prabhu is. He said, "Guru Maharaj, I heard Srila Prabhupada said that there are so many reasons for everything, but who wants to hear it?" Excuses, sorry. There are so many excuses for everything, but who wants to hear it? And then Guru Maharaj said, "It was me whom Srila Prabhupada said that." It was a very loving exchange between Shyamanand Prabhu and Guru Maharaj. And then Guru Maharaj said, "People tell that my disciples are good cooks. But you know why they are good cooks? Because I am always on their case. Because I always on their case, they are good cooks." So that is Guru Maharaj's little pastime from there. Then Guru Maharaj one day came back and he asked, "I want pomegranate juice." Mamta Mataji, remember? He wanted pomegranate juice. And then he asked, "How do you make pomegranate juice?" Then devotee said, "Guru Maharaj, we take out the seeds, we take out this thing and we grind it in the juicer and that's how we make the pomegranate juice." Guru Maharaj said, "No, you don't make pomegranate juice like that. You take out the seeds and you take a cloth and you put there and then you press it with your thumbs. And that's how you squeeze the juice so that the seeds don't get crushed because the seeds of pomegranate are bitter. So the juice remains fresh and sweet and the seeds remain aside." Right?
Shyamanand Prabhu made juice for Guru Maharaj and he spent so much time squeezing one
Yes.
thing, the segment or seed, yeah. And then I can't remember, Shyamanand Prabhu, it was half a glass or 1/4 glass that you got out.
Half a glass.
Half a
And
glass.
Guru Maharaj just took one.
That's pomegranate juice thing. Then this is on the third day in Cape Town. we went to the Vyas Puja of Medhavi Prabhu, and Guru Maharaj read a beautiful offering for Medhavi Prabhu. And he got to know that another god brother of him became a Guru, Nandakumar Prabhu. And while driving back, Guru Maharaj was so happy. Guru Maharaj says, see, they both took this role of being Gurus. We need so many Gurus. And he was so naturally glorifying both of them. See, in material world, you become envious. But there was no such thing in Guru Maharaj's thing. He was appreciating that we need many, many Gurus to push Srila Prabhupada's movement ahead. And the best part was the dinner time. Because in dinner time, Guru Maharaj would just sit and for a long time he would discuss with devotees. This is Neil from New Jersey, and Guru Maharaj would hear from them the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. They could recite the whole chapter. And then there was another discussion that there is a Muslim preacher who was preaching their religion, and there were a lot of, I can tell the name, Zakir Naik, and there were a lot of followers. And Guru Maharaj was so upset with him. Guru Maharaj said, our Neil and Karthik will defeat him. So we'll make videos with them and they will defeat these devotees. So we used to have these kind of discussions. Another day in evening, Guru Maharaj came down. This was super late, at 11 o'clock. Prabhu also left that day. So Himanga Prabhuji and me, we were sitting at the dining table. It was around 11 o'clock at night. And Guru Maharaj came down. And Guru Maharaj said, do you have some milk? Now again we were not having anything. So Himanga Prabhu got in fridge and said, yes Guru Maharaj, we have milk. Guru Maharaj became so happy. You see, whenever you are in trouble, call Himanga. He can sort it out. So we got the milk, and then Guru Maharaj said, let me heat it. So we said, Guru Maharaj, no, we will heat it. Guru Maharaj said, no, you must be tired, I'll heat. So Guru Maharaj started to search the pan. There was some dal in a pan. So Guru Maharaj shifted the dal in another pot. Then he cleaned that pot. We were requesting Guru Maharaj, but he was not ready to listen. He cleans that pot, then he put milk in there. He started to heat. But milk got spoiled. Then Guru Maharaj said, don't worry, I'm not hungry. I was just asking like that. Don't worry. And then he went back. There were 2 floors. Again he climbed and he went back. So we're feeling so bad, what to do. And Himanga Prabhu again searched, and finally at back somewhere we got some more milk. So he became very happy. So I ran upstairs and I said, Guru Maharaj, we got some more milk. So we'll heat it up and bring. Guru Maharaj said, don't worry, I'll come. Then I again came down. So we heated up. This time it was good. Guru Maharaj was drinking. And after he finished drinking, Guru Maharaj sharing his plan to build a new school in Ujjain and how we want to make big projects so that even influential people of countries, they send their children to become devotees. And after we finished all discussion, Guru Maharaj was just sitting and looking at the glass. The empty cup of milk. And we were just sitting there. And then Guru Maharaj said, you see how Srila Prabhupada is taking care of me. So he was always thinking about Srila Prabhupada's mercy on him. Like we used to give Guru Maharaj Makar Dhwaj, the same medicine Guru Maharaj was supposed to prepare for Srila Prabhupada. So we used to give him Makar Dhwaj every day. And this Makar Dhwaj was very powerful medicine. And Guru Maharaj was continuing it for long time. Generally Guru Maharaj would be very enthusiastic on the day 1 with medicines. He would get all details from the doctor and he would, okay, this is how you take this portion, and next day he would not continue that medicine. But this particular Makar Dhwaj, he took it for weeks. And one day, His Holiness Bhakti bring Govinda Swami Maharaj and His Holiness Shivaram Maharaj came to see Guru Maharaj. And they took prasad and everything, and after prasad they were sitting. So we brought this medicine to Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj took this medicine. And Bhakti bring Govind Maharaj asked Guru Maharaj, so Maharaj, which medicine you are taking? Guru Maharaj said, I am taking Makar Dhwaj. So he asked, do you get any benefit by taking this medicine? And because we were serving him for a long time, he was taking this medicine for long. So we were thinking, yes, it's working, therefore he is taking. Guru Maharaj said, I don't know if it is working or not, but when I take this medicine, it reminds me of Srila Prabhupada. So that was his consciousness while taking that medicine. This is another wonderful discussions at Cape Town, and Guru Maharaj was asking Himanga Prabhu, so Himanga, I have written this Ocean of Mercy and I have written it for devotees, directing it to devotees. Do you feel that I should have written it in generalized way so that non-devotees would also read it? If Prabhu was silent. So few times Prabhu was silent, otherwise Prabhu would give nice answers. But that day he was silent. And Guru Maharaj said, actually I wrote it to the devotee, directing it to the devotees because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told whole world will become devotees. And well, whole world will become devotee, they will want to read about Srila Prabhupada. And I don't want to give anything diluted to them. Therefore I wrote Ocean of Mercy directly, without any adulteration. Then there was another interesting question. One Mataji asked Guru Maharaj, we hear that women are less intelligent. This is Sri Radharaman Prabhu's wife. She asked Guru Maharaj, why we say that women are less intelligent? Guru Maharaj answered, when it comes to rendering devotional service, being more intelligent or less intelligent is not main consideration. What really matters is love for Krishna. Women, due to their physiological considerations, may be less intelligent than men, but when it comes to developing loving relationship with Krishna, because their ability to love others is better than men, they are well ahead in this respect. Just look at Draupadi, Kunti, Yashoda and Gopis of Vrindavan. It was a very nice discussion. Then on 16th of January we had this preaching program, Money is the means, not the goal. And many influential people of Cape Town came. Over 200 selected people came and over 2500 people watched online. It was a very successful event. Mr. Z. Kama came. He was a very big industrialist. He came and he also hitchhiked from India to the Europe. And Guru Maharaj also hitchhiked. So they both were discussing their stories of hitchhiking. So at one point he asked Guru Maharaj that, Maharaj, where you used to keep money while hitchhiking? Where you would keep your money? So Guru Maharaj said, I would take a toothpaste and I would cut bottom of it. And then I would remove all the paste. And then I would roll the money, keep it in a plastic bag, put in the toothpaste. And then I would seal it again. This is how I used to carry money while hitchhiking. And then they were sharing their stories. They had a nice program. Guru Maharaj gave the program. We came back home. And because it was a very successful program, when we came back, we all were glorifying Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj was such a nice program and so many people came and the questions were so nice. And you can see the prasadam was so nice. Everything was so nice. So we were all glorifying. At one point, Sri Radharaman Prabhu, who was the host of, the anchor of the program, he told, Maharaj, you are such a nice preacher. You are preaching Krishna consciousness since 4 decades. And you did so much to serve Srila Prabhupada. We want to arrange a special award to be given to you. Immediate response of Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj said, can you check if this award be given to somebody who already left his body? And the devotee was confused what to do. He checked online and he said, yes, Maharaj, can be. Guru Maharaj said, then first give this award to Srila Prabhupada. Because of him only, we are getting all these opportunities to preach. And then he went to his room, was taking rest, we were massaging his feet, we switched off the lights. And while taking rest, Guru Maharaj said very nice thing. Guru Maharaj said, you know, when Srila Prabhupada came to South Africa, he was not happy. Because he was saying, where are the Africans? Did I come to Africa to meet Indians? By today's program, I hope Srila Prabhupada will be happy. So that was his meditation even while sleeping. Then he again came in March and he met his influential minister from the Western Cape government, Prabhu Vahan. We went to meet him.
He's actually the MEC of the Western Cape now, this personality.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind betting it's because of his association with Guru Maharaj that happened to him actually.
Oh, he progressed in his...
Yes, he progressed a
Yes.
lot actually. He's now in charge of the whole Western Cape, this person.
That time I have written Minister for Economic Opportunities.
Yeah.
That time he grew. So Guru Maharaj had a very wonderful meeting with him. Then he celebrated the Gaur Purnima. And because we were in a house for most of the day, Guru Maharaj called all the devotees on Gaur Purnima. And just like Srila Prabhupada did with his disciples in New Vrindavan, Guru Maharaj said, okay, bring Chaitanya Charitamrita. And then Guru Maharaj said, I will read the verse and you, one by one, you read the translations. And it went by first chapter, second chapter, third chapter, and then Guru Maharaj could see devotees, they are spaced out. Then Guru Maharaj said, it's all right, we will not continue. Then he decided to write a message to all the devotees on Ishtagoshti. And he took 2 good hours to write one page message. Shyamanand Prabhu was standing there leaning on the table helping Guru Maharaj. 2 hours to draft a message. He edited his own written message over 20 times. Because he is perfection personified. By the time he reads his own writing, he feels it can be improved further. And then finally Shyamanand Prabhu said, Guru Maharaj, I think we should send it. Then Guru Maharaj finally sent it to the devotees. Evening we went to the temple, Guru Maharaj gave wonderful class, and then while going for prasad, we were carrying Guru Maharaj plates, and Guru Maharaj said, no, I will not use these plates, because Medhavi Prabhu is there. So I will take in the disposal plate, as Medhavi Prabhu is taking, I was also taking same. And this is the last pastime, then I'll end, because I also know it's very late. This is the balcony of Guru Maharaj, and he was seeing this mountain. So Guru Maharaj said, what is that? And I was so excited, first time in Cape Town. I was saying, Guru Maharaj, they are clouds. So the clouds are coming by the mountain. Guru Maharaj said, it's not clouds, it's smoke. There is a forest fire, and we are very near to it. And then Guru Maharaj made us call the city, county or whatever, then they came. So I was just relating to it that how material world looks so attractive to us. But we need Guru to tell us, no, this is not cloud. This is forest fire. So these are some nice, wonderful memories from Cape Town. And we wish we carry and we cherish these memories in our heart, because when an Acharya gives us time, he doesn't give that time and association for that limited period. He gives it for eternity. So he has already given us so much. If we just remember and meditate on those memories, on those pastimes, on those instructions, is enough for our life. And then one fine day we can again be back in his lotus feet. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Srimad Bhakti Charu Swami Guru Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Cape Town Bhaktivinoda ki, South Africa Bhaktivinoda ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Prabhupada ki. I mean, there was never end to what he can say. Because it's like when you make a mistake and Guru Maharaj start to chastise, then he remembers everything what you have done. From the past, from 10 years back, from 15 years, he will get everything together. But one thing was, when you accept your mistake, Guru Maharaj would stop chastising. It was only when we give reasons or when we give clarifications, then it became worse. Like in Sanford, we were 2 of us serving Guru Maharaj. It was Jagannath Charan and me, and he is from the editing background, the video editing, animations. So Guru Maharaj said, Jagannath, you are good in video editing, let's record some videos. So he said, Guru Maharaj, we should have the setup. So we bought the setup, and we spent like $10,000, $12,000 just to get whole setup, like the lights, camera, everything, the recorder, everything we got. And Guru Maharaj was seeing that how he's struggling to set it up, and Guru Maharaj said, help him. So I was also helping, and everything we set up. And then Guru Maharaj said, and Guru Maharaj produced Abhay Charan, so how is the frame, how is the sound, and he took like 20 minutes to set everything up himself. He sat on the sofa and everything was ready. And then Guru Maharaj asked, which story I should tell? Then we said, Guru Maharaj, you tell that example, Daddy, Daddy, where are you? That story, the father goes with child. So we can record that one. Guru Maharaj started narrating, and Guru Maharaj went on for 10 minutes. And then Jagannath realized he didn't press the record button. And he was telling me, I didn't press the record button. I said, I don't know you. Because this, I cannot handle. And then he raised his hand. Then Guru Maharaj said, what happened, Jagannath? He said, Guru Maharaj, sorry, I'm afraid to tell you, but I forgot to press the record button. And Guru Maharaj didn't tell him anything, because he admitted his mistake himself. So when that would happen, he wouldn't chastise. But when he would say that, he would see that person is, trying to clarify or justify, then it went on and on and on. Right.
You mentioned that so many times you were talking to your father, the next thing Guru Maharaj would come and you start speaking to you about Do you still feel like that?
Yes, we all get this experience.
Not we, I'm talking about you.
Yeah, I get that experience. Like I was going through a very difficult time after Guru Maharaj left, and especially when I was moving into Grihastha ashram. In India, is very difficult when you are a temple devotee and when you marry. It's like you fell down. It's very difficult to handle. So I was going through all that, and that night I got a dream of Guru Maharaj. And in that dream, he was signing books, and there was somebody else as his servant. I don't know who he is. So I was crying. Guru Maharaj finished his signing of the books, and then Guru Maharaj turned to me and he said, Guru Maharaj, you have another servant now, and I am left alone here, I am struggling. The Guru Maharaj said, don't worry. It's like I Ching. Just tolerate for some time, everything will be perfect. And that's it. And it happened. After a few months, the same devotees who were giving me hard time, they became my best friends. Another one time, I started preaching in colleges after Guru Maharaj left. And I was searching for a good content. Like, we do preaching, so we want new examples, new jokes. So I would go on different websites and get all those jokes and things. Guru Maharaj came in my dream. In dream, I was teaching yoga. And Guru Maharaj came right in my yoga class. He stood in front of me, started chastising me. I asked you to preach from Srila Prabhupada books. Why are you preaching all this nonsense? He told me that in dream. We print a magazine, Avantika, from Ujjain every year. So this is 2021. We were supposed to print that magazine. It was 15th year of Ujjain temple. And I was into too many things. It was getting delayed. And I was traveling to Surat for preaching. And in train, Guru Maharaj came in dream. He was saying, what happened to my Avantika magazine? Why is it taking so long? So it happened, not with me. There's so many other devotees also got these dreams. And he's still guiding, he's understanding the thing.
You must feel at home here because all fallen souls here, all married.
Actually, the Grihastha ashram is actually above the Brahmachari ashram. The Brahmachari is actually the lowest. So you've actually gone up in the world.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Shri Hari Prabhu, you want to say something?
The other day you told us that in the spiritual world there are no brahmacharis or sannyasis. Only grihasthas.
Yes. Actually, one instruction which Guru Maharaj would repeat every time is, offer your life to Krishna. And that was the last instruction he gave me also. He was supposed to leave for America in a few days, and we were in Ujjain, and my father was forcing me to go back home to meet him. And I told Guru Maharaj that my father sent a car and I want to go. And Guru Maharaj got up from his desk and he embraced me. That was the first time he embraced me, because I was always carrying his bags. He would go to devotees, he would embrace. He would go back from some place, he would embrace. But I was with him, so there was no need for giving an embrace. So that was the first and last time he embraced me, and he said, you remember what Srila Prabhupada told me? Offer this life to Krishna. And if you do that, I can assure you, at the time of your death, you will see Srila Prabhupada. And you will see what a pure devotee is. So there was another devotee who told Guru Maharaj, that Guru Maharaj, we see Srila Prabhupada through you. So Guru Maharaj said, no. While serving me, you must have seen many faults in me. I have many faults. But when you will see Srila Prabhupada, you will see no faults. So dedicate your life to Krishna. And then he said, in 15 days, if you don't come back, now your father sent car to take you, then I will send my car to bring you back. That was a instruction of Guru Maharaj. And
So complete the pastime, and then when you came back, what happened?
So when I came back after 15 days, I was very nervous, because I was going after so many days. And in Guru Maharaj's quarters in Ujjain, he has his bedroom, and then a darshan hall, and then the main door. So I opened it a little bit and I just peeped in to see if Guru Maharaj is not there, so I'll just quickly go in. When I opened it, Guru Maharaj is coming out and he saw me. And just like friend, he said, "Hey, you came back!" Very good. So it was so welcoming that, Guru Maharaj, he is the conqueror of hearts. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki